This Druid build is goddamn broken. It face tanks Lilith waves without any issues. It also tanks everything in tier 100 with ease, and it's even fast as heck with insane damage. You know there's only one build that does this. It's the immensely overpowered Gigatank Bulwark Explosion Druid build. Why is the build so goddamn broken? Well, it uses the damage reduction while injured to get completely bonkers amounts of damage reduction and combines that with a hecking crazy huge barrier from Earthen Bulwark. Since Bulwark does more damage the higher level mobs are, it also absolutely one-shots anything in tier 100 Nightmare Dungeon whilst being completely immortal. Alright my friends, let's take a look at the gear and aspects you need to make this awesome Druid build work. The most important stats in this build are damage reduction while injured, barrier generation, ranks to Bulwark, and attack speed. Therefore you should look for this everywhere. When it comes to sitting Lilith the heck down, we are looking for roughly 9,200 armor, since that will grant us the armor cap against Lilith. All the other damage reduction we are looking for are those that we can keep up constantly, despite Lilith flying around the map being immune. The absolute best of the best are therefore damage reduction while fortified and flat damage reduction. Damage reduction from poisoned and close enemies is also alright, but they may drop off during the fight and then you are completely fudged. First off, Tempest Roar can eat a bag of nuts, making it one of the few builds that does not require that low drop rate item. Instead, look for a helmet with the following stats: max life, barrier generation, and basic skill attack speed. For last stat, choose either cooldown reduction or total armor, depending on if you need more armor or not. As aspect, choose aspect of might. How highly rolled this aspect is does not matter that much, since we will be hecking spamming basic skills all day long. Baby. For gems, we choose barrier generation gems goddamn everywhere. This grants us a huge shield, as well as damage from Bulwark. On your chest, look for the following stats: ranks to Bulwark, barrier generation, damage reduction while fortified, and damage reduction. For aspect, grab aspect of Mending Stone for longer Bulwark uptime. This aspect is very much mandatory if you want to feel good playing this sick build. Alright my friends, what about the gloves then? Here we are looking for tons of attack speed. Yes, you heard right, not a ton, but tons. For Lilith, we want insane amounts of attack speed to keep our bulwarks up as much as possible, while also granting us damage. Other than that, look for crit chance and critical strike damage from earth skills. As aspect, take the rapid aspect. Let's take a look at the panties. I mean pants. I'm not wearing panties, of course, hey? Grab the following 6 stats: damage reduction while injured, damage reduction while fortified, damage reduction and either armor or max life, depending on whether you can hit the armor cap or not, as well on how much health you can achieve. You need roughly 14500 barriers to be safe from the Lilith waves, by the way. If you have already reached the armor cap, then you can use the vigorous aspect. If you have not, however, or if you just want to be a tier 100 farmer god, then make sure to grab aspect of disobedience. Since I'm using aspect of disobedience, that would imply me being a god, right? Lamau, my friends. Now for the boots, you are looking for these stats: movement speed, damage reduction while injured, total armor, and preferably dodge chance. For Uber Lilith, I would grab ballistic aspect here, and for tier 100, I take Ghostwalker's aspect. For weapon, grab the goddamn awesome Crone Staff. This will make Claw a storm skill and also allow you to cast Storm Strike at the same time, giving you insane amounts of procs from the key passive nature's Fury. On your amulet, grab the following stats: damage reduction while fortified, ranks to defensive skills, in other words Earthen Bulwark Lowell, and damage reduction while injured. Your last stat is optional, where you can choose another defensive such as total armor, or you can grab movement speed to be fast as heck. As aspect, you only have one option, my dear friend. You need the symbiotic aspect. This will reset your Earthen Bulwark cooldown, which makes this aspect a must-have on your amulet. Let's take a look at the rings then. Look for the following stats: max life, crit chance, barrier generation, and either vulnerable damage or crit damage. Which aspects you choose depend on whether you are fighting Lilith or not. First, however, you need aspect of natural balance. This is sick, so make sure to get it. For Lilith, grab the accelerating aspect, and for tier 100 fast, as hex speed farming, you can grab aspect of trampled earth. Now for the seasonal gems. For Uber Lilith, we want these: the Barber, Revenge, as well as Caged Heart of Tempting Fate. For tier 100, however, we swap Tempting Fate for Ineroxible Force so that we can gather demons more easily. Alright, besties. Before we get to the skill tree, I need to remind you to subscribe. To make this build, I fought and tested Uber Lilith for many hours, which is pretty much the same as sitting on your nutsack for hours on end. That deserves a subscribe, in my opinion. The skill tree is pretty much the same, depending on whether you fight Lilith or a tier 100. First off, grab Storm Strike as well as Enhanced and Fierce Storm Strike. We do this to get stagger for Uber Lilith as well as granting us vulnerability. Next, we grab 1 point in Claw, then Enhanced and Wild Claw for the extra attack speed and attacks. Now this is where the two builds differ. For Uber Lilith, we grab Pulverize. We use this to get attack speed from the accelerating aspect as well as damage reduction. For tier 100, however, you would instead get Trample for the increased mobility. Make sure to grab Predatory Instinct and Iron Fur. Now this is what we like to see. Grab all the points you can in Earthen Bulwark for Insane Shields, as well as Enhanced and Innate Earthen Bulwark for Giga DPS, as well as Unstoppable. We also grab Cyclone Armor. This is damn good since it grants us damage reduction and also lets us reset the cooldown on Earthen Bulwark. Don't forget Vigilance either. 15% damage reduction is no joke, my friends. Next, we want Hurricane as well as Enhanced and Savage Hurricane for more damage reduction. It is also going to let us crowd control enemies, granting us more damage. Take these for some more damage. We of course also grab Toxic Claws and Envenom so that we can deal poison damage and get more crit damage. The ultimate skills will also vary depending on if you kill Lilith or blast tier 100. For both, however, start by grabbing all of these for more damage and damage reduction. If you are going for Uber Lilith, then you would also grab Petrify for more damage, and for tier 100, you grab Cataclysm. As key passive, choose Nature's Fury so that we can keep resetting our abilities. Alright, my hacking friends, good job. We are almost done now. Let's take a look at the Spirit Boons. Start off with Wariness, and then grab both Swooping Attacks and Iron Feather. As Wolf, choose Bolster. Lastly, grab Calm before the storm. Now, it's time to get good, my friends. To play this build, we simply smash all buttons. To get to low life so that you can benefit from all of that sick damage reduction, you just let some enemies hit you before using your Earthen Bulwark. Other than that, the only thing that you need to be aware of is when fighting Uber Lilith. To avoid tanking 2 waves at once, we need to either reset our Bulwark cooldown or dodge one of the waves. Well, alright, bud, let's lastly take a look at the Paragons. In the starting board, grab Spirit. Next, we go to the Heightened Malice board and get Werewolf because it's sick, and you know it. Next, go to the Inner Beast board. Here, we want the Undaunted Glyph. Here, I needed some extra armor, so I went for the Earthen Devastation board. If you are a Sigma male, however, you can drop this board for more damage. In the Thunderstruck board, we take Protector for even more damage reduction. Yummy. Lastly, we go to the Constricting Tendrils board and pick up Shapeshifter. This glyph is hecking sick, so get it, damn it. Now that's all for me, my friends. Don't forget to subscribe and comment what builds you want to see next, and I'll see you in the next one.